fourth episode of Career Interview. Career Interview will help you to know more about each career. For today is programmer and is an IT job that is very trending at the moment in the current right now. So we will help you to know more about this career. So today we have special guest. He is doing about IT job, especially for as a programmer here. You can call it many ways. Sometimes we call it like a backend developer, Java developer, but we will know more about this career today. So welcome, Ling. Hello, Ling.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. So could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my
What
name
are
is
you
on.
doing?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. My name is on screen. What I am doing currently, Uh, I'm working as
A
a
programmer.
a backend programmer, and my main technical stack is Java and Spring.
Mm-hmm. So, uh, what mainly like what is this job is doing about like how is different from like other I don't know. Yeah, could you tell?
I can. Okay, so I will compare it with my previous job. My previous job, I was a telecommunication officer. I mainly work about the telecommunication documentation, so it's way different. About the way right now I have to do brainstorming more with the team to find a solution. Um, Before that, the, the telecommunication job, no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use brain there.
Okay, so how long are you doing or your work? You work as a programmer.
Uh, 2 years and a half now.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you like about programming?
I can I can really use my creativity and my problem solving skills applied to find a solution or to suggest an idea for the team.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, and if we talk more about I say like about your main like responsibilities in your job, like in each day, like what the purpose of this job, programming job, like what you have to do in daily work, or what is the result that you have to give to the work. Uh-huh.
Okay, so my daily job is depends on what phase are we doing. So normally we will have the first phase of a project where we learn about the requirement and we are reviewing the database structure to
Mm-hmm.
see if it works, um, if it can work the way the requirement describe it. If not, then we have to verify it to modify it. So that's one of the tasks, and then the next phase, and then we will implement the requirement. So during our implementation, sometimes the requirement change, and we have to adjust to that. So um, the next phase is after you have finished your requirement. So you will test it and see if it works the way it is intended to. If it's not, then you have to fix it.
Mm, okay. So, may I ask, like, are you like, say, there are two kinds of programmers, right? Like, mobile
No,
programmer. No. Okay. And only web programmer.
No.
Oh, so can you tell me more like what are like types of programmers?
Type. There are actually only one type of programmer, like programmer. But if you want to break it down into different profession, then I'll say there are, like me, I'm working on the backend side, and there are some guy on my team that work on the front end side. Front end side is like the user interface, the
Mm-hmm.
user experience, something like that. And we will have a DevOps team who works on the deployment. But in my company, I'm doing it at the moment with one another guy. And currently, you have like AI. Have you heard about it? Like, and then ML, machine learning, and then big data, and then data scientists. There are a lot now.
Mm.
So just call us like programmer, or if you want to know the the specific name, then you need to ask them
Mm.
because it can get confusing.
Mm. So is front end developer a programmer as well?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So mainly they are like back end developer and front end developer, right? Mainly.
Mm. Mobile developer also.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So front front end and back end is working for web, right? Like to create a web application, right?
Mm.
Like software, not on mobile.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no. The backend can be used on mobile also.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. So you said like front end is working about user interface UI or user like I say it decide how it call again.
Experience.
Yeah, user experience, right? Okay, so it will be about like front end developer. So you're working as a back end developer, so you do some like what do you have to do, like you have to synchronize about you have to writing code to make software or web application happen. How you do it?
How I do it?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, mm, I'll try to give you an overview on how I do my job.
Mm-hmm.
So first, you need to understand your requirement, what you need to do, no matter uh, how complicated your solutions are. If the requirement is different than what you are doing, then you are doing it wrong. So that's the first thing you need to do to understand the requirement, to read it, to analyze it. And the next, you will implement logic to solve that problem.
So you're using code, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So what about like I heard about like language in programming. So what language that you are using, or uh, how about like languages in coding for programmers? Mm?
Mm, currently, I am using my main language is Java, and the framework I use for Java is Spring. You can understand Java. Java is when you cook rice, but you don't have a rice cooker. You have to make fire. You have to change water. I don't know how to cook rice
Like
without. Yeah. And if you use a framework, it's like you use a rice cooker. You put rice, you put water, you hit the button, and do everything for you.
So yeah, you are using Java. And what about like other languages as well? Like they are like I don't know about like what about Python? What about like I don't know Node script or anything like that?
Mhm. Languages, they how do I how do you want me to talk about languages? So basically, there are a lot of languages out there, but each language they will have some perks and they will have some downside also.
So they have also have pros and cons in each
Yes, yes.
language, right?
Mm, and the language itself is uh, there are not much different about it,
Mm-hmm.
but the framework that you use on the languages they are a lot. And to me, for my job at the moment, I think if you work on a language and you use the framework comes with it, then it will take you more time to really understand all things that framework does for you behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like my metaphor when I use on the cooking rice
Mm-hmm.
term.
So maybe Java is something like you learn it since the beginning, like how to cook rice. Like you said, you give example like you how to make a fire to cook rice, how to put a pot on the fire and cook rice. And some other languages will be like how to say ready to use framework, right? Like they
No,
come with pot already and
no,
fire. No,
no,
how it be then?
no. They are still the same, but not like entirely the same. They might use different kind of fire,
Mm-hmm.
different kind
Ah.
of water, a pot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it now. So, uh, why you chose? I don't know, like why you prefer to choose like because there are many like type of how to say materials or the way methodology. Like why you chose to uh, s- be specific to be like Java developer.
In the beginning, when you don't really understand uh, programming at first,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you should choose a language to find a job first. So I chose Java to land my first job, and I
Mm-hmm.
learned deeper about it. And I see some downside about Java right
Mm-hmm.
now, but it has some good side too. That's why um, um, an enterprise project they use a lot of Java.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is a good like a pro of using Java, right? So like many like big enterprise they are using Java, right? Okay, so what about like downside or cons of using Java?
It's like when you say I'm thirsty, I want to drink water. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you need to write like one pages to describe it.
I see. So yeah, so any like solution for that,
Mm,
like how to improve or make it like shorter or faster?
you use a framework, but still you need like three lines to describe that you are thirsty.
Mm, okay. So I don't know. So it sounds like I don't know. In the future, maybe it still be like I say, useful or effective for products or programming in the future because it takes
Uh,
time and take it longer for other languages.
I understand your question. So newer programming language, like right now in the backend we have Go, we have Rush.
Mm-hmm.
They're new, they're fast, and they are currently trending at the moment.
Mm.
But the whole big enterprise project, they
Mm-hmm.
cannot be replaced in 1 or 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
1 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Mm.
So even if there's a new programming language which is completely better, but you need time to migrate from the old system to the newer system, and
Mm-hmm.
who will pay for it? If
Mm-hmm.
if you can answer this question, then I think people will be ready to migrate their project. Who
Mm.
will pay?
Mm. Okay, so maybe in the future, like, do you think how long it has they still use Java in developing program?
I have a story about COBOL, COBOL,
Mm-hmm.
COBOL programming language.
Uh-huh.
I think it is 60 years old now, and people are still using it in like a small percentage, but
Mm-hmm.
they are still using it.
Mm-hmm.
Or C is 50 years old now, and the demand on the market is still there.
Mm-hmm. So what maybe I will ask you like what type of programs or software that you are like you have experience with or you have working with before? Like what?
Before. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
or you are working or in the past, right? Or
Hmm.
currently?
I mainly work about web technology.
Mm-hmm.
I have done the front end and the back end, but I choose to focus more on the back end.
So what the purpose of program or software that you how to say programming?
The purpose, uh, the main purpose is to turn a business requirement, like our customer come to
Mm-hmm.
us and say like we want a managing program to manage our hospital, to
Mm-hmm.
see if a room is empty or a room is free, and
Occupied. Uh-huh.
yes, the room is occupied, the medical equipment is occupied or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you cannot uh, keep a nurse on each room and go to tell
Take a
you like,
look. Uh-huh.
yeah, the room is occupied, the room is unoccupied. It's not the way how you should do it, and
Mm-hmm.
this is where us come into play.
Mm-hmm.
We make a
Okay.
program.
Okay. What else like it's interesting? Like what other types of software that you have experience with beside like hospital?
Beside hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you were asking me about my project, right?
Yeah.
Beside hospital, there's one project related to the roof and
The
the
roof.
rain,
Uh-huh.
the roof and the rain level.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I think that area they sometimes has earthquake,
Mm-hmm.
so the roof might change or what, or the wind or like windy weather make the roof unstable or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, if the roof is tilted by like 3 degree, it will
Uh-huh.
trigger an alarm to the system.
Uh-huh.
So we catch that event and inform it to the user.
Mm. Interesting.
Or
Okay.
the rain
Uh-huh.
rain level is the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you think like I say if someone wants to be a how I say to do programming or be a programmer in the future, do you think how can they start?
Okay, nowadays the material are a lot, but because of that, you need to find your way, or you will get lost in the jungle of tutorial. or like just like someone comes to you say, hey, this new programming language is good, you should try it, and you try it, but then how deep you try it? If you don't try it deep enough, then it's really hard to make an assumption that programming language fits you or not. So the most important thing is you need to find what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and programming is mainly about finding a solution and
Mm-hmm.
fixing mistake. So first you, but it's not the only job in IT. You know, there are a lot of jobs like business analyst,
Mm-hmm.
or like the one we'll talk with our customer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, verbally ask them what do they want,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Match with solution, right?
kind of. So first, you need to clarify what you want to do
Mm-hmm.
first. If if you want to, if your if I mean if what you want to do fit with this job, then move on to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of line now. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just told you, we work about data. It's trending right now, and you work about AI or mobile or web
Mm-hmm.
or desktop application.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if they chose like they want to be a programmer in the future, like what major that they should study.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, it doesn't really matter
Mm-hmm.
unless you find a job which the which your employer require a CS degree.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Computer science, right? Okay.
yes,
Or information technology.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
In our region, Southeast Asia,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of companies that require a CS degree,
Mm-hmm.
but based on what I know, in the UK or US or like Australia,
Mm-hmm.
some they don't really require a CS degree.
Mm-hmm. So you can start study whatever you want to, and maybe like how they can start like have so do they have to study like I say like a special course or something like that to be able to do programmer job.
No, like I told you before, there are a lot of tutorial right now. And
Mm-hmm.
they are even more informative than taking a boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing is, with a self-taught developer, normally you will lack of the fundamental of computer science,
Mm.
like the OS system, like the data structure, and something basic. I don't really remember it all, but
Mm.
so it will be an advantage for people who learn about CS.
Mm-hmm.
Huge advantage.
Yeah, but if you didn't study in computer science or information technology, you still can do this job by study by yourself because there are lots of courses available nowadays. Like so, find your the language or the job field that you want to be. You want to do like back end developer, or you want to be front end developer, or you want to study more about Java or other languages as well. So decide, yeah, and make decision about that first, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so you about programming or writing code like this. someone must be like really passionate about facts or data or about like I say mathematics or anything like that.
Uh, Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the front end side also,
Mm-hmm.
and front end they want to make a thing looks good.
Mm-hmm. Because it is a I say they are do more about user interface, right? That customers or user can see it, right? But
But
back end it, yeah,
normally the front end guy is not the one who came up with the idea. Mainly is the designer.
yeah,
But to be able to
how it look. Mm-hmm.
transform the idea on picture
Mm-hmm.
to a dynamic web, then
Mm-hmm.
it's the front end guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not a lot of CS guy have an eye for art.
Design. Uh-huh. How it
So
should look, how user must experience, yeah, something like that. Hmm. Okay, so what about challenging in this job, this like to be a programmer? What are challenges?
my challenge, um, okay, I my challenge is actually when I after I graduate,
Mm-hmm.
I don't learn well in my university.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to start,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot land a job at the moment at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard for me to find a way to walk on
Mm-hmm.
this career path
Mm-hmm.
at that time. So I think the beginning is quite the hardest
Mm.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
And even after I land a job, it's still so confusing. It's great if you can find a forum, a social media
Mm-hmm.
to ask people about what you are lacking of this.
Mm-hmm.
What should you do to improve this?
Mm-hmm.
I think to have someone to ask about them, it means the world.
Mm. Okay, so I think is not all like especially on for work. I think if you have someone that you can ask, right? Like especially technically, like about uh, the language, about the backend, about programming, something like that, and can give advice to you about that as well. So you will like if you can find someone that can like a professional advisor that can give you like maybe they have like professional programmer, right, that you can give advice about that to you, like to let you know more, like okay, do this, the next step is to doing this or learn about this more or something like that. So if you can find someone that can give advice about you about that to you, it will be great, so for someone especially at the beginning of career, right? Mm-hmm.
I think it applied to almost every career out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, agreed. Because actually there is a quote that in people development we have like everybody needs a coach, this is not only like professional coach, not only like professional mentor or counselor, but there is someone that can give you advice about something. There is no need to be like the same person for the like for the whole everything that you want, you need, especially in some way, like you just have someone to ask about something and maybe someone else to ask about something else. Yeah, that's kind of yeah, a coach in that term. So yeah, if we have coach or mentor in this, I think we can develop faster. It's like teacher that can give us knowledge or the way to do things faster or better. We don't have to like discover all by ourselves, so it will be much easier and faster to develop ourselves as well. not only in work but in life as well. Okay, so anything else that you want to tell, like if someone chose like they think like a programming job is interesting and fit them, so any like suggestions or tips that you want to keep them today?
Um, if you want to work on this field, first you need to improve your Google searching skills. It's the most important thing.
So yeah, that's it. All right. Okay, so I think what you are trying to say is like try to learn by yourself, like try to search for knowledge all the way, or even like knowledge or where to, how to. So I think in that meaning, so you have to be like a self learner by yourself, like starting from yourself and try to search for it if you want to do it, if you decided to do it. So search and learn more about it, but like in the easiest way using technology like Google, like you said. So go for it, search something about it. Maybe you did still, I say, don't have time or don't have someone to ask for, but you have like technology, so use it, like starting from Google, right? Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much for today, Ling. Anything else that you want to tell or you want to talk right now?
I know.
Okay, thank you so much, Ling. And maybe like I say, if someone you want to uh, do the job in the future as a programmer, decide what you really want to, and yeah, what the language, study about them, and you will find the one that fits you. Don't like Ling said, don't care like people like this one is trending or this one is famous or something like that, but decide by yourself, choose to do it, choose the language by yourself that fits you, choose the function or field that really fits you, because it's your future, it's your own. Other opinions might not be important as your own decision or your own point of view. Okay, thank you so much, Link, for today, and see you next time, guys, for the next episode of Career Interview every Thursday around 8 to 9 p.m. Thank you. Bye. See you for now.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me today.